that. More trouble on the horizon. Nothing can ever stay so simple and safe for too long. And whenever there's people, there's going to be those that are lashing out, thinking that everyone else is out for the worst. We can't just sit around and have a nice chat. Still, getting to see someone that can control the noise so vehemently. Maybe we'll get a little more about what's actually going on here. I do wonder if further down the line we will have more of a situation like with Chris, where there will be a little heart-to-heart chat, a cool-down moment where they might see some common ground. But it seems like that's a long way off, with plenty of noise in between. Still, some fancy visuals in the last one, and we got a three-way trifecta special song. So, they're gearing up for battle. Let's see just how much that's going to help them. And of course, seeing the Resident Evil enemy being shown off as a version of the noise there, making me very eager to see future designs and whatnot, because so far they're just kind of nondescript globs. With the big birds in the previous bit. And considering what was the freeway song, with Hibiki be taking on all of the brunt of it, how much is she actually going to try and take it all on herself? No one else needs to suffer if she has it all. And of course, creating a vast light show right here. They really are going up and above, and maybe even beyond the first season in terms of spectacle, at least. But we saw their true goal here just being whatever that was. Work out the I just had to hold back a sneeze, sorry about that. Yeah, try and work out this new... Looks like a crystalline fetus type thing. What kind of power are they going to try and derive from that? Was that another relic, or something much worse? And I do like the almost kind of pop art styley bit of the opening there, and much more intricate sketching work. And while we see that these people have kind of set up their new organisation, wanted to make a name for themselves, take over the world, are we going to have a reason for them for this fight? Maybe it will take another 4-5 episodes before we get to it, but we saw a bit of a backstory before. Was it anything to do with our team here? And hopefully this recording here isn't going to be sent out to the wider world. And how many attempts or kind of practices do they have to in order to somewhat utilize it? And is she willing to sacrifice those under her command here to try and obtain that kind of power? We're now talking about the Nephilim, are we? Oh. Amazing. And they haven't shown themselves since, biding their time for the next big outing. Has anyone agreed or kowtowed to their demands? Very much doubt it. A quick flash in the pan, declare themselves, then disappear into the shadows. A ninja. The fact he's doing all of that while just calmly on the phone to them as well. Didn't even break his train of thought. It is really good. I said in the previous one, really good to see some actual competent people behind the scenes, even if some of them are slightly scary, much like the commander or the manager and whatnot. Yeah, we are getting more school time, are we? I mean, unless she's putting people in danger of her actions, I don't see the hypocrites. Many, many things. Autumn? Well, I'm not sure the season itself has anything to do with it, but still. Yes, so much more important. I mean, it seems as though the interesting use of the subtitles. You should stay the same. Great argument to use in sort of a teacher that you've just not paying attention to their class. But yet none of them have been made aware of her extenuating circumstances. Also, what's with this clinical shower rooms? Just a grey tiled room with the pipes on display. I mean, on a single glance, it may look like she's carrying no burdens, but why didn't she jump into something before and help out on a situation she had no prior knowledge of? If she's this great hero, why didn't she come and rescue them earlier? That kind of thing. Seems incredibly harsh to lump that onto someone else as their fault for not coming in and helping. Don't waver. As long as they hold true to their beliefs and what they're fighting for. Doesn't matter what they do. Intruder? Not an intruder, more just the Nephilim itself going out of control. And Dr. Doodoo ran away. I really think if you're part of an organisation that really holds off on the electricity bill, you might want to reconsider. They can at least turn a light on or something. You mean the lockdown and a few doors that have been closed? I'm wondering if it was this drive for the Nephilim and whatever power it is and whatnot. And what food are you feeding it? But was it this drive for power that destroyed their last place? He really seems trustworthy. Why is it in a organization like that you have the types that are out for their own power and benefit, willing to sacrifice anyone and everyone, even the ones that are their frontline fighters and bodyguards? Seems like a... They? Who? What is she trying to escape from? Was it just general class duties? Is Tachibana going to drag her out? Yeah. While I agree with Chris's outlook on this, the whole keeping up with appearances though everything is fine and you're just normal school is also just as important. Out of the frying pan into the fire, trying to get away from the cultural festival in one way. Send out a search party. If she's not back in 5 minutes, just wait longer. And now that help has arrived, does that mean that she can run? She can leave? Does Chris... Would she have thought that she would be able to have this kind of this kind of day, this relaxation, just making some paper flowers and the like. To seem somewhat normal. But it is good to see those slower moments in between everything else. If we had nothing but noise and danger, nothing to intersperse it. Well, hopefully no one goes to meet the Nephilim all too soon, though. Don't be hasty. You'd have no idea what's going in, or what's going on in there. And do you really think that they have no sort of surveillance? That's funny. I was going to say, if this is a building like that, why don't they gas them out, make them come out? But no, they're doing it themselves. They're gassing their own building to stop intruders. And actually, the sudden burst from almost silence to the transformation sequence almost caught me off guard there. Thanks for that one. She seems to be having a bit more fun with it now. And now the Noise are going to suffer dearly. I don't think it's much of a welcoming party, though, just a bunch of noise like this, because they're constantly spawning in. Just keep firing. This hallway now seems a lot wider than when we were first. Are they rebuilding themselves after being destroyed? Huh. Much like the regenerator from before. And now you're severely outnumbered. And it's going to just slowly wear them out. Start to lose hope in the situation. It's the gas itself that was released is desynchronizing them. A constant... Oh, now with... Getting a new beast. I think if we've already been told, oh, we can't control these things, they're a beast amongst themselves, yet he seems so happy just standing behind it, and all that's holding it is that latch. I mean, it was a foolproof plan. Does he have to do it individually each time? Is there not like a wide summon? Uh-huh. The power is mine and mine alone. Is everything gonna go dark if she continues to fire off stuff? At least, yeah, burst a hole in the wall and leave. Now, not only fighting on the back foot, the fact that they're being affected by it, got to fend off from all of the noise simultaneously. And its target being you, if nothing else, you want to take the cane away from him as much as possible. Is she going to end up in the river as well, or the sea? They might need to send some backup, at least people to pick them up afterwards. Well, there we go. Not sure why, but I also got a slight Gurren Lagann feeling to it when we saw him standing there like that. Denied. So now they stand in. Did the sun have to rise at such an inauspicious time? A newly awakened reborn. Now, is it just the namesake, or are we actually getting a reborn? Because we saw it was alive in the DNA before. I feel like she's got a lot more of her own self-control, not trying to... Well, just not been showing it. The personality traits of the Fine that we saw in this first season. But is the plan the same to make those suffer? Destroy the moon again? But also, before anyone had control over or hold on the Cane of Solomon when it was in confinement, there were still noise attacks, so... Was he still doing it behind the scenes there? What's that light flashing in the back? Was he still behind the scenes pulling strings and summoning noise when he can? Or is there more ways of doing so? This season of Symphogear being one that is starting off strong, if nothing else. Having the new team of gear users strike out and have more focused noise attacks and ones that can control it so easily and shown off how they can do so, while also having the strain of their gears turn on them. Yeah, cool. Just keep ramping on their difficulties. The power creep of what we need to face off against each time is starting early. Well, will they have to fight the world itself in later series? I really do wonder, though, how much conviction some of the characters must have to be able to square away their feelings of, yeah, sure, we might have just summoned the noise on innocent civilians, but it's for our cause. Whatever happened to them, for them to strike out against the world and the great hero that saved it before, for not doing enough, causing their own misery. And I don't know if I noticed it in the first couple of episodes or whatnot, but once again, I really wasn't expecting our boy Sugita to just appear, both in character and in voice. Having that creepy doctor on the outskirts, you know you're in the right organisation, the right team when you've got someone like that on your side. Although, to be fair, in the first season they did have the antagonist on their main team, so maybe they're just being played from within. But now they're bringing in these Nephilim, the seemingly indestructible beasts that can take head-on attacks from the gears and come out with nary a scratch. One that is so ferocious and fervent that they'd eat their own kind. What other beasts from yore are we going to see? We're going to get a biblically correct angel as well. There was, once again, plenty of good music, some that we've heard before, and are we going to get the full transformation sequence for each character? Going to be shown off one way or another? And considering we had that little shower talk, how I can't see them as the hero, I can't forgive them for not helping out, or I can't believe they'd say such things as though, well, we can talk about this and things will be alright without having a suffering of their own. She's at least thinking about it, so it does seem as though there would be negotiations and whatnot open down the line. Guess it's going to be hard getting there. But with that in mind, I want to see more. It's definitely the first first three episodes of this season has done more for my kind of interest and what I hold weight in Symphogear than a lot of the first season. Maybe it's the upping in quality, although art style is more than just the colours and line weight for me personally, but maybe the direction has also increased a little, or maybe it's just there's a bigger focus on Chris and that's why I think it's so much better. But with that said, we all have our own reasons for enjoying something, and I can see that I may have been a little overly harsh before. Now that I've seen this, just the beginning of this season, Symphogear is definitely something to keep an eye on, and there's plenty more, so we're not going to be starved for food anytime soon. I don't know if that can be picked up in the microphone or not, but that was a very close playing. Still, I hope you enjoyed this episode and you come back for more. To make sure you don't miss out, consider subscribing to the channel. But before you go, maybe leave a like and a comment down below. It helps out me, helps out the channel, and gets us talking a little bit more. If there's something I've missed out on the episode and you need to correct me on, perfect place to do it. But get some rest, so I can see you in the next one. My patrons are the true heroes of this story, and it's thanks to the likes of Noku, Sao, Guado, Kite, Raywin, Shiwan, Tori Jane, and everyone else that we can continue our lives as normal, not be assaulted or scared by some auditory monstrosities. Of course, unless you count my incessant rambling. But still, I really am grateful for all of your help. I wouldn't be here without you.